So, a lot of y'all, I realize, might not know too terribly much about the American Civil War. And recently, I had to write this paper. I'm still writing this paper, finals week. I also took a war and society class. And that shit, that was really messed up. Like, I may be a little liberal in my viewpoint on war. We won't get into that. Anyways, not the point. This essay, I knew what I was talking about. And the Civil War, if y'all don't know, a little short history for you guys. It started, what was it, 1861 to 1865 or something like that? I should Google it just to make sure. And it was between the North and the South about slavery, and the North, also known as the Union, also known as the Federation, the actual government, the nation that wasn't rebelling, the Confederacy. The South was known as the Confederacy. There's like several different names they have been referred to. I do understand that the United States is not the only one to have had a civil war, but that is what we are talking about today because that's where I am. The three topics I chose to look at the Civil War through: disease, gender and sexuality, and religion. Very simple topics, and an easy read. I felt like the essay came out like fairly enjoyable. Like if I was a student, I would want to have to read my essay. The first thing I want to talk about will go in the same order as my essay. The first thing I want to talk about is disease. Disease, definitely, this one is like more common knowledge that disease killed like majority of the people that died in the Civil War. And also, fun fact about the Civil War, it's known as the deadliest battle of the Civil War. Wait, what is so disease definitely affected and killed both North and South, but I feel like the side that disease played the most crucial role was definitely the Confederacy, the Southern Confederacy for sure. So the disease, okay, so the thing we need to know about the disease in the 19th century in the antebellum South, there's a lot of different terms, is that it was carried by mosquitoes, as is a lot of things. Malaria and yellow fever were definitely two big ones that caused, a lot of mass outbreaks and stuff. But there is definitely other diseases which we'll kind of get into later, like venereal diseases and gangrene and illness, like diarrhea caused by just the living conditions of not only the soldiers but the people. Anyway, mosquitoes and the South. The South is very hot. I'm in the South. I can attest to this hotness in this. A lot of mosquitoes, definitely. But a lot of the war, as you may know or not know, was fought in the South. People thought that the actual air in the South was just bad. Like if you breathe that southern air, you're gonna die and your family's gonna die. If you move to the South, you're gonna die. But that's not necessarily true. It was the mosquitoes, but that's just what they thought. There's a few things I can talk about here that I don't really want to get into. but maybe I can give you a quote from Mosquito Soldiers, the book I'm referencing. So I'll just give you a little bit of a snippet from my essay. So, the southern region of the United States was a more habitable spot for mosquitoes. The shorter winters prolonged their breeding seasons, and southern quarantine and sanitation practices were not as effective as in the northern states. Cases of malaria and yellow fever were not limited to the south, but the environmental factors made the region a high risk area for disease. Andrew Bell, the author of this book, analyzed how this influenced the northern view of the South. He stated, like many Americans today, antebellum New Englanders viewed malaria as a tropical malady that was only a problem for people who lived in the unsanitary and underdeveloped regions of the world, which included the southern United States. I just thought we could talk about just things you didn't know about the Civil War, which I guess you didn't know, but you know what? We're stopping here.